So today we're painting this dragon. This dragon is a Loot Studios dragon. I asked permission before I did this, and I got permission to paint models for my videos. So expect to see more of these in the future. This is a pretty big model. In total, this cost me about $13 to make, including the super glue and paint. I didn't calculate exactly how much super glue and paint cost, but I know I used like $5 paints and like a little bit of super glue. I mean, this took a little bit more super glue than most things would, but since it's such a big model, all my paints were super cheap, and I only bought a few of them since most of them are super old. I used like a few, like probably less than like a tiny little medicine cup of paint in total, maybe about that much actually, which is like probably only like a few cents since I'm using like really cheap paints here. Now I have some better paints. This is a little bit ago that I'm recording this audio clip. I did this a few months ago from when I'm seeing this. Um, so yeah, here I'm painting it. I'm starting by doing a darker red, like down its spine and on like the more thicker parts of the letter. I mean the scales that make up the dragon. Trying to keep it in focus for the camera. I don't do a great job of that, but if you notice that my palette's really messy, that's because I use the same palette for all my paint jobs. It kind of like builds. Here I'm doing the fire. I purposely like get it up on the dragon's maw to like add a little bit of light reflection later. Then I add my first thin layer of paints. I'm using these really bad paints so they're really thin, even when completely unwatered down. But that's fine since it just allows me to add another layer of paint afterwards. So they're really thin right now, but I just add an extra little bit of paint to add more detail later. I really like the sculpt on this model. I think it's pretty equal. The quality is the more expensive ones that you wouldn't 3D print. I mean, obviously 3D printing is a lot more work. This dragon took a pretty long time to like print, and then you had to like unload each part and take off all the supports. And there's quite a bit of support since it was a really big model. Work a lot of chemicals. But I would definitely highly recommend 3D printing to anyone who's in model hobbies because it's just so much cheaper than buying stuff. Here I'm mixing up the oranges to get some variation, painting down the spines. I really like this part. Tell me, leave a comment in the comments if you ever painted a dragon like this, or even just seen one in like a game of Dungeons and Dragons or any game. I don't think it's very common to fight dragons, Dungeons and Dragons, since they're like actually really strong. I mean, there's like smaller dragons in this, like the young dragons and the wormling dragons, but you guys probably have to be like level 15 to fight them. I don't know what the challenge rating on Adult Red Dragon is, but probably 15. Actually, let's look it up. I just have this video on the background, so I can just open up Google. Let's go to D&D Beyond. Adult Red Dragon. Has a challenge rating of... Where is it? Armor class, hit points, speed. Uh, claw actions. Where did they put? Oh, challenge 17. Oh, this challenge rating is 17. Wow, that's pretty high. I mean, it's really strong. That means that it would, on average, take a party of 417 level characters to beat the dragon. Obviously, you could have a few lesser level characters. You see, I'm adding more of the detail to the paint here. A lot of the back is getting more done here. I took a break there for a second. Here I start with the metallics on the base. Since before I start on that table, I want to go and get the thing down. Because I know I'm going to get the metallics on the tail. Here I'm adding some detail to the head. I chose more of a pink color for the head because I wanted it to stand out as like a different color from the rest of the body. So it would look unique. The last thing I do is the metallics, then I go for some finishing touches. As you can see, the only big white part left is where the metallic scales are going to be. I decided to put bronze for them because I thought a different color that wasn't red would look good. Here, just go and do some patching up. It goes off the camera. I hope I get to use this someday. I mean, I don't really think I'm going to be playing a 17th level character anytime soon, but... I'm listening to a Jade's Animations video in my other ear while I'm watching this. The audio shouldn't be coming through, I know from previous experience that audio doesn't come through when I have it on the other headphone. Have a yummy hamburger for dinner. Oh, here goes the metallics. I like how shiny they are. Metallics are probably my favorite kind of paints. Though I did get the speed paint starter set recently. That's really cool. I'm probably gonna make a video of me painting some Lord of the Rings miniatures I got. Maybe I'll also do like a battle report video on the game that came with it. They can be used in Warhammer Middle-earth, but they also come with their own little game that's like a subsection in the Mines of Moria, where Gimli's like, they call it a mine! And then someone else, I forget who says the line, is like, they have a cave troll. Wait, is it Gimli too? It's Gimli too. Gimli's just the only mean man in Lord of the Rings. Like, they have a cave troll, and they call it a mine. I'm like, Gimli, please stop. You're making too many memes. I wonder if that's a line in the books. I'm listening to audiobooks right now. I'm like a few hours into The Hobbit. Can't wait to exit. If Gimli actually says, and they call it a mine in the books, I'm just gonna go like... It'll just prove Tolkien that Tolkien was the single definitive meme master of the 1950s. See, it's almost done here. I just need to go in and clean up some of the metallics. You can see that there's some places where it clips onto the red in ways it shouldn't, since I just want it on the scales. It's almost done now. Only a few minutes left on the video. There was a slate in my audio producer program that I used. There was a soundtrack called Flight something that's under the free, like, copyright-free music that comes with this program. At least I hope it's copyright-free. If not, there's no music in the background right now, and my voice might be cut out too. Here's our final thing. I'm really proud of this. This was a few weeks later, so you might notice that there's a little tiny bit of damage on there. I don't really mind any damage that happens on like the fringy metal parts of the back spines, since that just adds to the character of the already damaged dragon, since it's modeled to be damaged. But this is definitely pretty sturdy. Resin isn't as sturdy as hard plastic, but I like it because it's a lot cheaper for me to free to print stuff, and it means I can paint more. I'd rather have 6 dragons and have one of them break in a minor way than have one dragon, and if I break it, it's a really big deal. I'm probably going to make a silver dragon soon. I'm interested to see the difference that'll happen to speed paints. Here's some just tracking shots of what it looks like. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'm going to end my audio recording, and goodbye.